So here's one for the Blacklist fans. So we know the show's airing schedule is currently being ping-ponged around its network NBC, so we've all got our concerns, but it looks like we no longer have to hold our breath over it. After the cancellation scare, the show was renewed for season 10, and in this video, we'll talk about how the series dealt with a huge boost for its future despite everything. Let's dive in. First off, despite the cancellation fears, the Blacklist is doing pretty well for itself. Remember when there were rumors flying around that we might never see James Spader as Red again? Well, those were put to rest earlier this year, but it looks like the show's overall performance will convince NBC to rethink its decision regarding the future of the show. As we wait for the 10th installment of the show, the previous seasons of the show are currently airing on the platform, and let's just say that the numbers are looking real good. Word on the street is that keeping the show afloat has gotten a bit too heavy on the pocket for NBC, and they might be looking to wrap it up with season 10 while looking for a new series to replace it. But considering how well the previous 9 seasons are doing in the US on the streaming giant Netflix, fans can expect things to work out in their favor. Even though the Blacklist's not currently available to stream in the UK, the demand for it among American audiences is a strong indicator that the show's still a hot property among fans. In fact, according to TV Grim Reaper, recently the series was in 6th place for Netflix's acquired series. Sure, it's not performing as well as other Netflix shows, but it's still giving other huge TV heavyweights a run for their money. Up next, the show's airing schedule has been all over the place. Now let's back up a little and talk about how the show's schedule has kind of affected its popularity. Even though the show's doing well on streaming platforms, it has to gain an audience on the network too if it's going to keep its place on its lineup. For now, many NBC viewers are concerned about the future of the show as major changes were made to the show's schedule a couple of months ago. As we know, Friday nights are almost always reserved for the Blacklist, and there's nothing like welcoming the weekend with a nice warm cup of coffee and your favorite high-profile criminal turned FBI informant to take down one bad guy after the other. But it looks like NBC is going to make us wait a little more on the weekend, now that the show's set to air on Sunday only. The show went from a Friday night slot to a Wednesday night one, and then Thursdays, Fridays, and now Sunday. From the looks of it, doesn't it seem like the Blacklist's getting the middle child treatment from NBC? Coming up, now why was the slot moved again for the new season? Previously, when the show's time slot was moved, there was a lot of speculation that it had something to do with another show coming to the network. Back then, it was the Law & Order revival, but it was eventually scrapped. Now, while we love having a Friday night in, a Friday night slot's often called the Friday night death slot as far as American television's concerned. It's basically a perceived graveyard time period, and we don't know how true this is, but rumor has it, shows that end up airing on Friday nights often get canceled. But that's really not the scene anymore. And if you look at how successful crime dramas are on CBC on Friday nights, and how the CW keeps their best shows reserved for Fridays to keep them going longer, maybe the graveyard myth has run its course. We're not completely sure why the show was moved back to the Sunday slot. It could be that NBC's looking to make Friday nights a comedy block. So, the new schedule could work out for the show, and we're excited to see how it goes. Let's talk about how that could impact the show's rating. As we already just talked about, Sunday night slots could be a game changer for the show. If we look at the previous numbers, then the Blacklist performs much better in delayed ratings than live, and considering how many people tune in at 8 p.m. on Sunday nights, it's likely that the show will attract a larger audience. Now, of course, Sunday night football can force the series to step aside sometimes, and it's likely that many fans will get frustrated, but we'll just have to wait and see how things unfold soon. Moving on, how do fans feel about the Blacklist? Fans of the show have obviously expressed their concerns regarding the treatment the show's been getting recently. With the ever-changing slots and frequent cancellation rumors, it's kind of frustrating to see so much uncertainty surrounding the fate of one show. A couple of fans took to Twitter and expressed their concern with the new timings, and a few even talked about how it's confusing to keep track of such stuff. But at the same time, some fans are happy with the change and think that ending their week with the show is the perfect way to call it a day. And we're glad there's some silver lining to this chaos. What's more, do we think the show can get canceled anytime soon? As far as the show's future is concerned, then this is something we've all probably thought about, given how frequent these rumors have been. If we take a look at the ratings from season 9, then in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the show scored a rating of 0.29 and amassed 2.97 million viewers. While those numbers seem impressive, compared to season 8, that's down by 16% in the demo and 9% in the viewership. But since these numbers reflect the live and same-day ratings, it's not that great of an indicator of whether the show did well or not. Seeing how well the show's doing on Netflix, it's not likely that we'll hear about a cancellation anytime soon. Now, what's new with the upcoming season? Alright, now here's the real tea. As we know, this action-packed crime thriller has become NBC's mainstay. Each episode's full of twists and turns that have us biting our nails at the end, and the dynamically complex characters are just the cherry on top. After much speculation, the show was confirmed to return for a 10th season, and lucky for you, we've got all the scoop. So place your bets, guys. What do you think's next for Red? Following up with where we left off last season, Season 9 ended with Reddington finally answering the question that's haunted him for a while now. Who was responsible for Elizabeth Keene's death? After joining forces with Marvin to piece together the details of Elizabeth's murder, it came as a shock to many fans that Marvin was the person to blame in the first place. Not only that, but he also helped plan Cooper's blackmail. When Red finally unveiled Marvin as the culprit, he found out that Marvin never wanted Keene to be the next master of the Blacklist, and thought that he himself was much more qualified. This obviously angered Red, who told Marvin that he had made a fatal error, and that someday he would pay the price for betraying him. In the end, it seems like Red's threat had gotten to him, and Marvin ended up dying by suicide, but not before he spilled the beans and jeopardized Red's safety by revealing his status as an informant. Now that number 84 has escaped and informed the other Blacklist criminals about Red being an FBI informant, we can certainly expect the tension to thicken next season. Red might have gotten his revenge, but now that his safety's been compromised, will he run away? Or will he face the music? Not to mention, who can we expect to return next season? There's no Blacklist without Spader, so of course, our resident informant's coming back next season. Alongside him, Diego Klatenhoff, Hisham Tawfiq, and Harry Lennox will also be coming back. In the Season 9 finale, we bid farewell to Laura Sohn as Park and Amir Arison as Aram, and the two were written off the show with open-ended departures. Considering how they're still alive in the Blacklist universe, there's still hope that they'd pop up in the future. In fact, Arison even posted on his social media that Aram was kept alive for a possible return, so fingers crossed. Coming up, will the Blacklist see new faces in Season 10? With the way the last season ended, we can expect a couple of new faces to drop by in the next installment. We already know that Season 10 is expected to revisit a tragedy from Season 1, and will feature a new series regular. So this means longtime fans of the show will definitely feel the nostalgia once they tune in for the new season. Sia Malik, played by Anya Banerjee, was revealed to be the nostalgic throwback on NBC's official website. And, in case you've forgotten, she's the daughter of the late Mira Malik, played by Parminder Nagra, who was unfortunately assassinated. And, we don't know about you guys, but the new season already looks so promising. Last but not least, when will the new season drop on NBC? Almost a year after being announced, the new season of The Blacklist will premiere on Sunday, February 26th in 2023 at 8 Eastern or 7 Central on NBC. And we almost wish we could time travel and already get our hands on the tape for the show. But till then, we'll persevere and wait until we can finally see things unfold. Good things take time, and we're almost certain that the new season will blow us all away. No doubt the stakes will be considerably higher next season, and if all goes well with the ratings and the new Sunday slot, maybe, just maybe, we might even get news for another renewal soon. And that's a wrap for this video, guys. Do you think the Blacklist can come back for another season after the 10th? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. Until next time, see you soon.